And I do a lot of teaching in the schools because I teach at the university, but I also go out into the schools and into the community. And I work with young children and older children. So I'm not just at the university. I go out to the schools, and that's very exciting too, to work with kindergartners or to work with teenagers. And I'm always trying new work and to see what they can do, how they can interpret it, how they can understand it. And our teachers are afraid that students don't want to talk about art, that they just want to make art. But I don't think that's true. I find that students really like to talk about art. If I ask the right questions and if I let them talk, they get very excited. We spend a whole class time just looking at art, and then they're very excited. I think it's the questions I ask. I have to ask certain questions of kindergartners, and I have to ask different questions for older learners. But some artworks I can use the same. I can use the same artwork with a kindergartner, and I can use the same artwork with a graduate student. Like I like to work with William Wegman's work. He's a funny photographer who makes funny dog pictures. They're funny, but they're very profound, and young children enjoy them. But we find meaning in them, and critics write about them seriously, and we read the critics and what the critics say, and we compare what we say to what the critics say. And I really ask the same questions of the kindergartners that I ask of the graduate students. I always ask, what do you see, and then what does it mean? And the kindergartners will say certain things, and the graduate students will say certain things. And I compare that to what the critics say. And they're all saying the same thing, but with different language. The kindergartners are using very simple language, and the older students are using more sophisticated language, and the critics are using very sophisticated language. But the concepts often are very close, and then I know, okay, I'm teaching good material because it all comes together. I want to do whatever I do well. That's part of my personality. I want to be successful. I want to be happy. I'm happy when I do my work well. And I get motivated by the students, and I learn with them. They learn with me. We try to form a community. I try not to be the authority. I try not to have all the right answers. I try to, pose questions for them. And so I try to form a community in the classroom, no matter if it's kindergarten or graduate students. It's about life, insights into life, special insights into life, because I think artists are special people.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good questions.